So, that's kind of, that would, obviously there's more liability in one
Right.
than the other, right?
And again, that's why you're seeing this mass exodus of insurance companies, right? Because yes, they know their business, they know their models, they know what they have to do. They've done it for years and years. It's what they do for business. Why not trust those companies? Or at least, at the very least, why not ask them questions like, why are you considering leaving? Why are we non-renewing? What as a state from from a management perspective of the state, how can we help support and collaborate and figure this out?
I'm thinking of like something that's probably a no-no in my business is, obviously if the prices of homes came down, then it would kind of fall in line with the cost of insuring them, right?
Sure.
It might recede back into that,
Yeah.
or the premiums can go up.
You hit the nail on the head. You were talking about how property values in California are amongst the highest in the nation, right? Probably
Yeah.
the highest, right? But if you look at a chart in terms of like average cost to insure a home by state,
Yeah.
California's at the bottom half. How does that make sense? If we have
It
amongst the
doesn't.
highest in real estate cost, right? But
And that's not even like, I mean, earthquake, dude. You know what I mean? That
Right.
don't come at me. Don't come at me. But like that's what
Yeah.
that's the dirty word, man.
Yeah,
Nobody
yeah.
wants to talk about it
Nobody-
but it's a thing. So like
Yeah.
that's something that's in the background.
right? We
you
haven't
know?
had one in a long time. And
Yeah.
how do we properly insure a client, right?
Yeah.
You get them in the home. You do your process, right? You work with your preferred lender. You work with your preferred insurance person. You properly protect that now asset, right, with the proper home insurance. And 100%, if you live in California, especially in Southern California, for me, it's a deep conversation as to why I have earthquake insurance.
It's a gamble, man.
Yeah.
Every day you don't have it, it's a
Yeah.
crap shot, right? I mean, really.
And the more and more equity you have in your home, the more and more at risk you are.
You are. Well,
Correct.
like a lot of those people in the Palisades, I was seeing like, because some of them had inherited these properties,
Mm-hmm.
right? And say these properties are worth $5 million. These people are not income generators of that type of an income, right? But yet they own the asset outright. And sometimes just the cost of insurance would be too much for them to cover it.
Right.
So they were winging it. They were
Right,
just kind of
right.
playing that. So now you go from, basically now you own raw land because there's no real coverage for your property.
Right.
And I mean, I did have a renter apply, and this wasn't it was in North Hills out by Calabasas. Similar fire, but they had a complete loss, and they were both teachers, right? So they had decent incomes, but when it came to qualifying for a rental home,
Right.
they honestly didn't qualify for much. Yet because their home was paid off,
They did.
they could live that way.
Yeah,
They had a sustainable lifestyle, but now they're going to have to pay rent.
Yeah.
And before they didn't even have to pay insurance. It was maybe property taxes only, right?
Right. So we have a serious issue, right? We have a
Yeah.
serious issue and it needs to get fixed.